My name is Eve Blezard. I'm a Customer Insight Analyst with Progress Housing Group, and I'm going to take you through how we've been using Nvivo and quality of data to better understand our repairs journey. So I'm going to take you through what we're going to have a look at. We're going to start with who are we and what do we do, and introducing our new insight approach we adopted a few years ago, and having a look at how we've been using that to improve our repairs customer insight. We'll have a little look at the pilot exercise that we trialled first, and then the new survey that launched from that, and then we'll get into exploring some of the data and what that means and how we've been reporting that back to the group. Then we'll have a look at how we've been using that data to improve our services and action change, and then we'll summarise with how we think we can improve our insight approach in the future. So who are Progress Housing Group? We're a registered social landlord and we're based in the northwest of the UK, but we do operate all over the country. We are just over 25 years old, and we originated from a local authority stock transfer, but we have evolved quite a lot since then. We have approximately 10,000 rental properties, and as I said, we operate all over the UK, all the way up to Scotland and all the way down to Devon and quite a few areas in between. We have a very diverse stock profile. We have traditional family homes, affordable accommodation, supported living for more vulnerable customers, accommodation for key workers, and also homelessness accommodation. We also have a growing telecare arm that provides telecare solutions for more vulnerable and elderly customers to help them remain in their own homes. So our approach to insight, we had a service review in 2017, and from that we developed a new data analysis team with a manager and 2 analysts. One of the analyst position is a mixed methods customer insight analyst, and that's the role that I'm currently undertaking. One of the first jobs was to do a full review of the group's customer feedback process, and the main part of that was our transactional satisfaction surveys. We currently have 19 surveys operating, and originally they were all very different modes of delivery, different satisfaction scales. Some of them didn't collect qualitative data, so we did an exercise to redesign all of those surveys, improve them and streamline them, and bring them under one consistent approach. One of the things we were really looking was for actionable insight to underpin everything that we do. So when we've gathered the feedback from customers, we really want to translate this into change and service improvement, and then use the data to be able to track the performance of that change and then feed that back to customers and staff. So we'd never really done in-depth analysis of qualitative data before, so we needed a new approach and a new system to that. I'd previously used Nvivo both in a professional and an academic capacity. We had a look at what software was out there, and we really felt Nvivo was the best fit for us. As I've said, we have 19 surveys live, so we are looking at quite a rapid turnaround of our qualitative analysis. We adopted a two-stage coding approach in Nvivo and pattern coding of the data, and then we produce themes from that, and then thematic analysis and an overall report, and I'll walk you through an example of our report later on. One of our primary areas of focus when we were improving satisfaction was our repairs satisfaction survey. Our repairs and property maintenance service is one of the largest and arguably one of the most important services for our customers, and our customer scrutiny panel felt that we could really improve that in the way that we were collecting the data, in the type of data that we were collecting, and also improving the insight that we derived from that. So we launched a pilot. I'm not going to go into too much detail about that. The PDF that we've attached has some more information about the pilot and the results. We launched a new survey on a 10-point satisfaction scale with 4 key measures and 5 open-ended responses, and this was delivered through an automated text-through SurveyMonkey. And the pilot survey was a success. We had a good response rate and a good margin of error and some fantastic qualitative data and feedback, so we decided to launch the survey. So as it stands, the repair survey and currently all of our surveys are transactional. So there is a trigger on our housing management system when that transactional repair has been completed. A text message will go out to the customer with a link to the SurveyMonkey. Some of our customers do receive paper copies of our survey because that's the best mode of delivery for them. Once the data is collected from SurveyMonkey, it is downloaded and inputted into our own reporting system, and then we pull our comments and put those in Nvivo. And as I said, we read and analyse every single comment through the coding process that I talked about before. In terms of reporting, we have feedback trackers, which I will go into in a little bit, and a full quarterly report. So here's what the report looks like. This is a mock example of the report. And as you can see there, the 4 measures right across the top are the key performance measures for that period. The arrows give you an indication of direction of travel, and the colours are against the performance target. So green is obviously above target and red is below. You can see just down the left hand side, that's where we give the details of the names of our primary themes, and each of these themes also has a small pictorial icon, and that just means it's a really quick and easy way for people to get their head around the primary themes that are coming out of the data. You can see there down at the bottom there is a word cloud that's taken straight from Nvivo, and there are some verbatim comments around that word cloud, and they're picked from Nvivo to best represent the themes, and we will have provided a PDF of this report so you can take a look. The commentary in the middle just walks the reader through the report, takes them through the performance, explains the themes, embeds some customer quotes in there to really get the customer voice in. And then you have a look at the second page. That's very much about performance, breakdown of scores, range of scores, average score, and then tracking the performance over the year and against targets. And then a little box you can see at the bottom that says Insight Outcomes. That's actually for the service themselves. So what they would do is detail there any projects or change that they're implementing as a direct result of customer feedback. And we'd also have a little bit of information in there about anything that would put the scores into context. So any sort of service or process changes. It's a new report, and we wanted it to be quite visual, so we create it in a cloud-based infographic software called Pictochart, because we wanted the data to be as engaging as possible. So just returning to the concept of actionable insight, we use interactive spreadsheets on OneDrive that are called action and improvement trackers, and there's a few reasons why we do this. The first is a very practical reason. Customers can and do report live issues in their surveys. So where there is a live issue in a property that needs remedying, we want to be able to go back to the service and let them know. We only share the customer's details when we have consent to do so, because our reporting is fully confidential. If we didn't have customer consent, we'd have to take a look, and if there was any safeguarding or risk, we might waiver the consent to make sure that there was no risk to anyone. Because we produce our full reports quarterly, the trackers also enable us to give the service a weekly update of their satisfaction, helps them stay on track of things, and it also helps them manage contracts. We also record in the overarching primary themes and the insight outcomes against those. So what is the service doing with the customer feedback to make things better? So where are we at the moment? So from the pilot to today, we have sent out over 50,000 repair surveys, and we've had over 5,600 back. That gives us an 11% response rate, which is a 1% margin of error at a 95% level of confidence. So we have a good, strong data set. When we look at the quality of data, we have derived 11 individual primary themes during that period. So you can see that our quality of data from our customer comments remains quite consistent. When I had a look through Nvivo, this translated to over 26,000 individual coded references. And bearing in mind this is only our repair survey, we have 18 other transactional surveys that we deliver. So what is the data telling us? So here are the 4 overarching primary themes that drive satisfaction. So basically customers are satisfied when they receive a quick and efficient service from polite and friendly staff who are helpful and deliver a good quality of repair. What we've also found is very important is communication. Customers want to remain informed and updated about the how, the when, the why and the where of their repair. In terms of dissatisfaction, we have found that this mirrors satisfaction, and although there's 4 primary themes there, the 2 big issues that drive dissatisfaction are time and communication. So particularly in terms of repairs, if a customer has had an unresolved issue over a long period of time, or it is taking us a long time in the customer's eyes to fix that repair, that causes dissatisfaction, particularly if it's impacting on the customer's quality of life. Right first time is another driver of dissatisfaction. It's a key performance indicator, not only for us, but right across the social housing sector. And that's basically meaning, can we fix your repair in one visit or as fewer visits as possible? So if this takes us multiple visits and causes inconvenience to the customer, this drives dissatisfaction. And as with satisfaction, communication is a really important element. If there is a breakdown or lack of communication, this then can lead to customer dissatisfaction. And also, because we're talking about going into and repairing things in customers' homes, empathy and understanding is key. So if the customer feels they've not received empathetic communication, then that can result in dissatisfaction. So a quick overview of our last year to date. Have a look that most of our measures are standing around 90%, tends to be a little bit higher for quality of works and communication. As you can see there, the positive themes are very similar to what I've just walked you through, and there's the word cloud for year end that you can see there. What I just wanted to highlight is from the customer comments, what we really derived is one of our biggest strengths is our own staff. Customers are really satisfied with their attitude and approach and the way that they deliver services. So they find that staff are polite and courteous and very respectful when they're in customers' homes, very helpful and friendly and pleasant in their approach, but also they often deliver a very timely and efficient service. A lot of the time customers report on all of these elements in quite emotive and positive terms, and this leads them to feel that we're delivering a very professional service, and they often state that our staff are a credit to the organisation. So now we've let you know what data we've gathered and how we've gathered that, what are we doing that, how are we making things better for customers. So there's a few projects in terms of repairs that I just wanted to let you know about. The first one is tackling the issue of right first time. So what we have done is reviewed and improved the stock that we have in our operatives vans, so they have more parts and resources to be able to deal with repairs in that first visit or as fewer visits as possible. Also, customers have told us that sometimes it's not that easy for them to be at home during the day to have their repair carried out, so we're now reviewing the possibility of evening and weekend appointments so we can offer more flexibility to our customers. As I've just said, one of our big drivers of satisfaction is our own staff. We find that satisfaction with our own staff is often higher than that of contracted staff, so to play to our strengths, we are looking at increasing the capacity of our in-house team. Customers have also told us they really like it when we give them help and advice and information. So we've created a suite of self-help videos that give help and advice on dealing with minor issues in a home and maintaining the property. This has been particularly useful in a COVID environment when everyone's trying to minimise face-to-face contact. In terms of the survey itself, we also feel that we can improve that and the insight going forward. We currently manually download the data from SurveyMonkey, and we feel that this could be automated and SurveyMonkey could talk to our own systems much better, so we're looking to automate and streamline those processes. We also want to have a look at representation of our data. We're going to have a look at segmentation and demographics, who responds and why, and how we can improve the representation of our data and make sure we're talking to all of our customers. And then in terms of service improvement, as well as looking at individual projects of change, we want to bring all survey owners together and have a look at how we can improve the customer experience right across the group, the whole entire customer experience. So that's everything that I wanted to cover today. Hopefully you'll be able to join us for the live Q&A.